Jack Catterall versus Regis Prograis, 140 super lightweight title eliminator at the Co-op Arena, Manchester on the 26th of October. How did we get to this fight? Well, to talk about how we got to this fight, we've got to really go back to 2017-18 type times when Terence Crawford was the undisputed 140-pound champion. He goes up to 147 and relinquishes all the belts. They all go vacant, and Maurice Hooker, Jose Ramirez, Josh Taylor, and Regis Prograis fight and acquire the belts that are there at the time. So there's 4 champions. They're all talking about, we want to be undisputed rare tear. Fine. What happens is Maurice Hooker and Jose Ramirez have a unification bout, and Josh Taylor and Regis Prograis have a unification bout. Josh Taylor and Regis Prograis was very, very good as a fight. It was a brilliant watch, and it was very close. It could have gone either way. Just so happened that Josh Taylor got the nod on the night. And then Jose Ramirez fighting Maurice Hooker, that was a ding-dong of a fight. Very, very entertaining fight also. And Jose Ramirez stops Maurice Hooker in the 6th round. So it's a TKO stoppage in the 6th round. He dropped him in the 1st round, ended it in the 6th. Great fight. All while this is happening, Jack Catterall is climbing his way up the WBO rankings, below the radar. Nobody's hearing about it. No one's even talking about him. He's fighting over there with Queensberry, Frank Warren's promotional company, under the radar, gets himself into the mandatory spot for the WBO, and Jose Ramirez, as well as Josh Taylor, ask him to step aside so that they can have the undisputed fight. They have the undisputed fight, Josh Taylor wins. The agreement was, once the undisputed fight happens, the winner, who is Josh Taylor, now has to fight Jack Catterall. He fights Jack Catterall, and it was a very, very hard contested fight where the majority say that Jack Catterall won. But the judges gave it to Josh Taylor in a split decision victory. Now, everybody's up in arms, rematch. Everyone's calling for the rematch. It doesn't happen straight away. And while it's not happening, Josh Taylor gets injured and he gets stripped of some of the titles because he's not having the mandatories that he's supposed to have. And so he keeps the WBO and has a fight with Teofimo Lopez, who I believe was his mandatory, and thought, you know what, I want to keep at least one of my belts. Fights Teofimo, gets battered, gets beaten up badly. He doesn't get stopped though, and he loses wide on the cards. Unanimous decision loss. After that loss, everybody still wants him to fight Jack Catterall. So he still fights Jack Catterall. And Jack Catterall this time wins on a unanimous decision. So he has 2 back-to-back unanimous decision losses, but Jack Catterall is now victorious. And he now feels that he's justified, but there is no title. So he hasn't even won anything. He's just won his pride back. These times, when Josh Taylor got stripped of the other 3 belts that he had, one of them being the WBC, got picked up by Regis Prograis, who put himself back in line and back in contention for the belt and beats Jose Cepeda, knocks out Jose Cepeda in the 11th round, which was a very good fight. Now he's back on the map, WBC champion again. Fights Devin Haney, who comes up from lightweight to super lightweight and is automatically the mandatory. Where he's automatically the mandatory, he gets the fight with Regis Prograis. Regis is very confident. Ultimately, he gets beaten up quite badly by Devin Haney, and Devin Haney wins a unanimous decision over Regis Prograis. And at the end of the day, it was like styles make fights. That style that Devin Haney brought, which was the pure boxer dodge raindrops type style, really affected Regis Prograis' countering boxer puncher style. So he just couldn't get to Devin Haney. He looked very slow on the night. I couldn't believe how slow he looked. Yeah, he lost that fight wide. No doubt who won that fight. And obviously this was before Devin Haney had that fight with Ryan Garcia. So now Regis Prograis is not a champion and he's lost. That was last year, 2023, December. And he has now got himself back in contention with a title eliminator against Jack Catterall. Now, who do I think wins this fight? Jack Catterall got his tail up, innit? He is the confident one of the two coming into this fight. He's in a better place mentally, obviously, coming off of a win, getting vindicated for the loss that he had, getting his redemption against Josh Taylor. So he is obviously in a good place, good vein of form. With that being said, Regis Prograis come back before. So he thinks that he can do it again, and he obviously believes that he's a better fighter than Jack Catterall. I'm not too sure because their styles mesh again in favor of Jack Catterall, because Jack Catterall has more of a style of Devin Haney than not. He is more of that pure boxer, dodge raindrops, pugilist specialist, hit and don't get hit type fighter. So he's very economic with his output, but he's very accurate with his output. So even though he will throw 6 punches around, he'll catch you with 4. That's an exaggeration. He probably throws more than 6 punches around, but you get my drift. Where Regis Prograis, he doesn't really start to throw a lot of punches until he gets you hurt. And how he gets you hurt is by inviting you to throw punches and then countering what you throw. But where Jack Catterall is very economical with his punch output, there's not going to be a lot for Regis to actually counter. There's not going to be a lot for Regis to actually try and catch and shoot. That's what he likes to do. He likes to do this catch and shoot. So you throw shots, he'll catch your shots on his guard and then throw from the same guard position. And there's not going to be a lot of output from Jack Catterall. So Jack Catterall necessarily needs to get Regis's respect early if he's going to win this fight, because with Regis's rough house style, if he does not respect your power, he's just going to walk you down and get you out of there. That's what he's going to do. If he doesn't respect Jack's power, he's going to walk him down and get him out of there. But if Jack can get him to respect his power, Regis will be hesitant and will have a lot more caution and a lot of unwillingness to throw shots, where Jack can then get comfortable and throw his pot shots and feint and laterally move and get his points victory, which I believe is going to happen. They are both southpaw. They both fight out the southpaw stance, so nobody has a particular stance advantage. But sometimes two southpaws fighting can look very awkward. I don't understand why. I would think that it would counter out each other and then they would just look normal. But sometimes it just looks very awkward to southpaws. We'll see how this one goes. But for me, I believe that Jack Catterall, being in the vein of form that he's in, is going to come out victorious in this fight. I can see him winning a split decision points victory against Regis Prograis. That's what I'm going to call. I predict a split decision victory for Jack Catterall. This is going against what I want. Regis Prograis is my guy. I really, really like Regis's style. I really, really like Regis's output. I like his aggression. He's had 31 fights. He's had 29 wins with 24 KOs. He's got a good 80 plus knockout ratio. These times, Jack Catterall, he's had 30 fights, 29 wins with 13 KOs. He's got like a 45% knockout ratio. It's not very exciting all the time from Jack, but it's effective and he gets the job done. I believe that Jack will win this on a points decision, split decision victory. He's in the UK, and the last time Rougarou fought in the UK, he lost to Josh Taylor. So he doesn't have a good record in the UK either. So I believe he has to stop Jack Catterall to win, or he has to really put a bad beating on Jack Catterall to win this fight. I can see him stopping him, but I can't see him winning on points. I can't see Regis beating Jack Catterall on points. So I'm going to go, as I said, I'm going with a points victory for Jack Catterall. But I'll be very happy if Regis Prograis wins and goes on to get another title fight. That's the end of my prediction. I'll see you in the next video.